Hi guys, and welcome back. We're doing a very talky video this time, which is not normal for me, but hang fire. I basically got a message from a friend in the week and she simply asked me, how much does it actually cost for you to keep Dublin happy and alive each month? Give me a ballpark figure. And I said, I don't actually know. So it got me thinking, how much does Dublin actually cost me? Or how much does the average horse actually cost to keep? Now, you can look up prices of horses, and I know we've had a bit of a skyrocket in prices recently, but all that you can find quite easily on the internet. But actually keeping them alive, fed, housed, watered, what does it cost? Let's start with the basics. Livery. This stable, my field, my arena, and basically the yard is £90 a month where I am. Now, I'm in the Midlands. It's significantly cheaper in this area to where I used to be, which was Hampshire. Our yard has the very basics. We've got our stable, we've got our very DIY arena, and we each have our own 2 fields per horse. I also get to keep my trailer, which is behind you, on site, and that's locked behind gates. So it's a pretty decent yard for £90. So where I used to be, in Hampshire, it was £150 a month, but you had a school, a gallop track, a stable, a walker, a field, and Hampshire is obviously a much more expensive area. We also have our own field over the road that we lease out to DIY grass livery only, and that's £70 a month. So you can make it as dear or as cheap as you need. Obviously, everyone wants a big indoor school and a gallop track and a cross-country course, but that yard comes with a price tag. So yeah, I am £90. The next big cost is hay or haylage or forage. Now, I have Dublin on haylage. I'm running low, as you can see, which means I'm going to do an order. I normally order 2 to 3 large bales of haylage. They are £35 each, but I only use, on average, 1 a month. So that's £35.
Next big cost is feed.
Yes, feed. Now, this is a really tricky one to gauge the price of. You really have got to go with what suits your horse best. I have been feeding Blue Chip for about 6 years now, and for the past 2 years I have been lucky enough to be a brand ambassador, which means that I do get a discount on my feed orders. I do, however, feel that when it comes to feed, you have got to just do what your horse says. You can't go around and say, I've only got a £20 budget or a £10 budget, and then try and find a feed to fit your budget, because it might just not suit your horse, and it's definitely the area where you need to be flexible. Now, I do get my discount, like I said, I am very lucky, but I do a big bulk feed order, and when I do that order, it's about £120. But that lasts me about 4 months, so on average, it's £80 a month.
Okay, yes, before you ask, I do not have makeup on because this is a completely different day. I'm just wearing the same coat and the same hatband. But I wanted to talk insurance. Now, Dublin being 22 years old, I don't actually insure her anymore. I just put £40 away into a bank account, which is separate from anything else. And it's basically her own savings account, and it's just there for if anything ever happens to her. I've had to make the gut-wrenching decision that if anything terrible was to happen, that required serious operations or lengthy box rests, I've got to put her welfare first. She's 22 years old. She could not withstand a major operation or a year in a box. So we have had to make the inevitable decision that we won't go there. But I used to insure her, and it was about, I believe, sort of between £40, £50, £60 a month, but it insured her for everything, competitions, being in a trailer, hacking, the lot. So you can look at policies to suit your needs, to suit what you're doing for your horse, or simply I put the £40 away.
The final regular cost that you'll have is shoes. Now, Dublin is shod every 5 weeks and it's £80. She has shoes on all 4, and yeah, it's 80 quid. There's no lenient. I don't have stud holes, that makes it cheaper, but that's just what it is. She's done every 5 to 6 weeks because she's a little bit older, but she's been 6 weeks all her life. Even if your horse isn't shod, it's still going to need a seer farrier. It can be cheaper if you're having just fronts or if you're just having a trim, but yeah, £80.
Bedding. This is another expense that unfortunately you cannot avoid if your horses are going to be coming in during the winter, or if you're keeping them in all year round. Dublin and the horses on our yard tend to live out throughout spring, summer and autumn, but in the winter our fields are just disgusting. They get too wet and it's all on a hill, and just, you know, the Princess Dublin does not appreciate being left out in all weathers. So Jordan and I do split the cost of a pallet delivery to make it a little bit cheaper. We end up getting 2 deliveries, so the total cost of all the shavings is about £296 each. We only need it in the winter, so if we were to split that throughout the 6 months, it's about another £50. So in conclusion, my winter total is terrifying. Oh my god. But in the summer, like I said, it's cheaper. I think I'm using less haylage, I'm not using any bedding, and her feed bill is slightly cheaper, so therefore the summer total is much nicer.
Sorry to interrupt this video, but before I kind of get to the end here, I wanted to just jump on because I was editing earlier and I realised that I, on purpose, haven't mentioned the extras. I have only focused on the bare minimum monthly costs, but I kind of felt like I did need to add that I do also have a physio that comes every 3 months. She's £40. You've got competitions, fuel to get to competitions, competition entries, competition stabling. I mean, a stay away show on average can be anywhere from £200 to £500, and I do about 4 a year. But yes, I wanted to just add that little snippet in, so we'll get back to it.
Now, of course, I will just add these are UK prices, and more specifically, they are UK Midland prices. Like the further up north you go, things are a little bit cheaper. Further down south you go, a little bit more expensive. So we're in the Midlands, and this is all just based on our pricing, and yeah, UK. So if you're watching in America, switch off, because this is going to mean nothing to you. Unless you're just nosy, I want to know how expensive my horse is, which is also fine. You're very welcome here. Anyway, I hope it's helped maybe some people, or like I say, anyone that wants to be nosy. This is why I eat beans on toast a lot, because my horse takes all of my money. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!